Morning, Tim from Fairplay now on the 28th of April 2021, and I'm not looking forward to the weekend, or I'm not sure if I'm looking forward to the weekend, even though I should be really, because I've got a nice little day lined up on Saturday. Going to meet up with my brother and a friend for a game of golf Saturday afternoon, and then it's going to be back to my mum's place. The trouble is, it's going to be the first time in many months where I'll be surrounded by people who are very pro-narrative, shall we say. I've been really lucky throughout all this, because over these last many months, I've only been with people who, sort of friends and family wise, I'm talking about, not customers. But I've only been around people who are either totally on sort of my wavelength, which goes for my wife, and sort of one or two of the other friends who we've managed to see, or they've been more pro-narrative but accepting of our side of the argument as well. They're quite willing to listen to us and accept what we've got to say and how we feel, which at the end of the day is how everybody should be, isn't it? But I know that my mum is very pro-narrative and not particularly in favour of the views that I have. I've had a couple of run-ins with her, but I've only been seeing her about once a month or so throughout all of this, and we kind of just tend to avoid or skate around the subject after a couple of initial little spats that we had in the sort of earlier days of all of this. But at this dinner that we're going to have her, my brother, his girlfriend, and a mate who sort of play golf with, and they're all pro-narrative, or I'm pretty sure they're all pro-narrative. So it's going to be the first time I'm going to be surrounded by people like that, and I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to hold my tongue, especially if any of them come out with any sort of little sarcastic comments, or try and start to educate me into why I should be taking the big V and all the rest of it. And if they do try and do that, believe you me, I've got plenty of ammunition to fire back with. So I'm just hoping, something doesn't spark off a big old argument, family argument. But I'll be doing my best to kind of hold my tongue and be diplomatic, and hopefully we can keep the peace. So it'd be nice if I can just go up there, have a nice game of golf. I'm going to be rubbish because I haven't played since October, and golf's one of those things where if you don't play every week, you soon go downhill and you're spraying balls off left, right and centre, and anywhere and everywhere apart from where it should be going. So I'm anticipating spending a lot of time in bushes and trees and stuff looking for balls, and having to sort of play impossible shots back out from such places. So that's going to be interesting, but it's always fun. It's sociable. And the thing about golf, why I like it, I know a lot of people don't like it. It's, you get these comments, oh, it's a sort of a waste of a good walk and this kind of thing. But the reason why I like golf, apart from being a challenging game to play and a bit of exercise, is that it's sociable, and also it's the only sport I know where you can play as someone who's not particularly good against someone who's really good, and maybe a couple of people in between, and you've all got a equal chance, or more or less equal chance, of winning because of the golf handicap system. I can't think of any other sport that you can do that with. And obviously something like boxing, when you get into the ring with top boxer and you're just an amateur, you're going to get sort of whacked sort of badly, aren't you? And you know, you can't do that with that kind of thing. So that's why I like golf. And then, yeah, nice dinner with a few people, sort of catching up. And well, it might be a bit chilly because we're probably going to have the dinner outside and everything. But at least we can catch up and have a talk about other things, more usual things, and just see how everybody's getting on. So in that regard, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just hoping that things just don't kick off. I don't know how you've been getting on with people who don't agree with you, or if you haven't seen such people for many months and you're planning on doing so soon, if you're feeling a bit nervous as well. So it's quite funny, actually. I've just finished this job at a fishery place, in actual fact. It's one of those jobs which is a bit of a pain in the backside, but got there in the end. And yeah, I've got their leaflet here, Woodpeckers Course Fishery, and it says here day ticket prices £8 per adult for a whole day of fishing, which is pretty good value. And I haven't been fishing for donkey's years, and I don't know if I'll ever take it up, but if that's how much it costs, it doesn't sound like too bad a hobby to get into. And it's probably fairly relaxing being out there as well, quite therapeutic, I'd have thought. But anyway, I finished this job and I was driving home from there and down this country lane, and about halfway down, this dog just ran out in front of me and I had to slam on. It wasn't quite a full-on emergency stop, but I was braking hard enough for things to go flying off the front seat and all that kind of thing. But yeah, so I was reasonably close to hitting this dog, and it's just running around in the road, this sort of little white thing, and I couldn't see any sign of the owner or what have you. And I drove down the road a little bit, and I was thinking, do I go back and try and find the owner and tell them his dog's escaped, or what do I do? And I was thinking, it'll probably be okay. But then I thought, no, I've got to turn back and go back. So I turned the van round, drove back up and into the property, and I knocked on the door, and the guy came out, and I said, have you got this little white poodle type dog? And he said, oh yeah. And I said, he's sort of running around in the street. And I go, oh right, okay. And so he went to fetch his dog, and he thanked me. And yeah, I drove off. So it's just one of those little things that happens where you feel like you've done your good little deed for the day, and gives you a bit of a warm feeling inside, knowing that you've put a bit of positivity into the world, and more importantly, hopefully sort of prevented a dog getting run over. Well, that was a bit of a ramble about just general thoughts I was having today. And at the very least, it's given you hopefully a bit more of an insight into me and what I'm about and what I get up to and how I feel about various things. I thought I'd just give you a few insights as to who this guy is that you're watching quite a lot of. So hope that was interesting and not just a bit rambly. I'm gonna try and get back either today or tomorrow with some of my more serious stuff. So until then, Tim from Fair Play Now, thanks for watching.